Howdy, this is Matthew Pizgatti. Welcome back to whatever craziness this is that has become the journey that I am on. Again, you may watch me lose all my money, and that will possibly be epically hilarious, or you'll witness my incredible rise to riches. So it could go either way. I'm not a financial advisor, I don't claim to know what I'm doing, but I'm just documenting along the way, and we'll kind of see where we get to. And if you want to follow along with your own funds in some capacity, that's completely up to you. So what do we have today? I do want to talk about the piggy bank, and I think we will do that on the next video, which I usually record these a couple in a row to begin with. So I'll probably have that up if you don't already see it in just a few minutes. And the reason I do break them up is because generally when you're looking for a topic, obviously you want to get right to the point of whatever you are looking for and move on. You don't want to sort through a 30-minute video. And so I am trying to keep these shorter, maybe 5-10 minutes. But I do tend to ramble, and that's just part of who I am, and I admit that. So I'd love to talk about the piggy bank. We will do that on the next video. But to briefly touch on the piggy bank, if you're familiar with the DRIP ecosystem, which is the DRIP faucet, separate website, and then the animal farm, which of course has the DRIP garden, and now the farms and pools, and soon to have the piggy bank and these lottery and vault features as well. I'm looking at the countdown timer. By the time I post this, the piggy bank should go live in another 1 day and 12 hours. And if you're in the Telegram groups, in the Animal Farm one specifically, which if you hop to my Telegram, which is linked in the description, I'll make sure to invite you over there. But yeah, he's going to do an AMA tomorrow to give us more information about the piggy bank. Forex Shark, I mean, one of the main developers, or the main developer of the whole ecosystem. Seems like a really nice guy so far, has been giving hours, like 3-hour-long AMAs to explain all of his projects. So that's pretty fun. He seems like a pretty good guy just from that he's putting in the time. And again, I'll say it again because I have multiple times. You know, the Drip Garden's going to be approaching a year of running pretty soon, and the garden, I believe, has been a couple months. If you know anything about the DeFi space, a lot of these projects, a lot of these protocols don't last that long. Mainly because a lot of them are scammy. They're just not good developers, not good projects. They say they get quote-unquote hacked, or the developer just runs off with your money. You know, good old rug pull, as they call it. So that's what a lot of these projects end up being. We haven't seen that yet with these type of systems. And I think with a developer of this level who is making these programs, I think since the way he's going about it, the way he's giving the AMAs, the way he's explaining himself, there's only a couple possibilities that are actually present there. You know, if you understand people, I mean, just they'd have to be like sociopathic in some way and really enjoy manipulating and messing with people, or they really do have good intentions and they're trying to make something that lasts. They're trying to put their name out there and put it behind a valid project. Even though he's not fully doxed, he does have a record of other solid projects, and he's mentioned other projects he's been a part of that are pretty well known, you know, certain companies, things like that. So all of that does make me still bullish on his projects and protocols. I mean, because it seems to me that, like I said, a dev of that level, if he wanted to, he could create something that attracted everyone in, like these projects have, and then he could bail. You know, I mean, unless he has some master plan to build 5 different protocols that all do extremely well all at one time, and then bail and rug pull. But that seems silly to me. I don't know why you would do that. Since he's not fully doxed, if he wanted to, he could have a new scam project every couple of months and make millions. I mean, we've seen that with a couple recent rug pulls. They get away with millions upon millions of dollars when they do these scams. And I'm not seeing that from Forex. So for all of those reasons, unless the other alternative is his code sucks. Now, if that's true, I don't know if many of us amongst the crowd here and you listening even myself being a system admin, being in the IT world, I don't know the code he's working with well enough to tell you that. And I don't know the mathematics, the tokenomics, the game theory behind it the way that Forex seems to. And so I can't tell you if it's all going to fail. I can't tell you if it's going to be all gone tomorrow. But given what I know as an average person who's been following this for a month or so now, I'm still pretty new to the game, but I do trust the way these projects are going. So all of that pretty long-winded to say why I am actually bullish still on the whole project. The drip faucet seems to be clicking along, even though the drip price is down. I think there's multiple reasons for that, which we've already kind of touched on in other videos. I mean, besides the global economy issues with the war and the all the other things that are causing inflation right now, which is just going through the roof steadily. My gas went up another 30, 40 something cents due to the oil prices around here. Besides that, specific to this ecosystem, we have things like the Piggy Bank launching. I mean, the Piggy Bank is launching soon, so what are people doing? They're probably, in the garden, they're probably claiming. They're not compounding as much, so that's going to have an effect. In the drip faucet, which also affects drip, they're likely claiming much more than they normally would be. If they don't have a lot of free capital, those individuals are probably trying to free that up to get pigs to put in the piggy bank and stake them. It looks like with these time lock stakes, there's going to be a lot of potential for just exponential growth, for exponential profit. So that's pretty exciting, I think. I mean, we're gonna see something pretty cool, and that's why I am bullish on drip overall. I see the reasons why it's dripping, why it's dropping, drip dropping, if you will, and so we see the reasons why it's dropping, and we also have other components that we're aware of, like drip faucet has a max payout. There's 100,000 drip that you can max and withdraw in max or receive as the rewards. So what happened is that it's been long enough now with straight compounding and even a little claiming in between that a lot of the whales, a lot of the biggest players in drip are getting out. So they are getting out of the system, and when that happens, they're going to not be claimed because they're rapidly claiming towards the end because they're getting these big amounts that they can claim, and they're trying to hit their max and just get out of that wallet. And they may have other wallets. They may be opening new ones with all that extra money they've made. So they're not going to be draining amounts of drip as quickly, and they're not getting those huge rewards, that 1% on that wallet anymore. So I think with that and with the piggy bank settling out after a month or two, and the animal farm still new, with that settling out, I'm still bullish. I still think we're going to go higher. In the drip tokens, I think we're going to go higher. You can see that other tokens, this is kind of a direct correlation. You can see how pigs, since Piggy Bank has been coming, how pigs have just been going up. If dogs haven't, because they are required to be present, you have to stake these to get referrals on the Piggy Bank, which I might grab a few when I have time just so I can actually make use of referrals to the Piggy Bank. You have to have at least a couple of these to do that, and you can see this price steadily rising. So remember how new the animal farm is. Remember that all of this is within the same ecosystem. So all of those are reasons why we're seeing a lower amount, like in the garden, this DRIP BUSD, we're seeing a lower token value. And that's making this decay seem worse, even though this decay is built in. This price you're seeing right here, per plant or what you're getting daily back in return, when you equate that to a dollar amount, it's going to seem less right now because DRIP BUSD value, the token, is lower. But we know why it's lower. We know it's affected by DRIP. And so for all those reasons, I'm not worried about the whole ecosystem as a whole. I'm not the type of person that I'm going to shill something like if there's any risk. I mean, this is pretty high risk. All of it is. Obviously, it's the DeFi space. It's all crazy. It's all over the place. I'm not the type of person that's going to walk up to my friends, family, everybody, and tell them to buy in, because that's your own choice to make. That's your own research you have to do and decide if you're as bullish as I am. You may not be. You may think that this is all going down, in which case you shouldn't invest. And that's just the way that cookie crumbles. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video short, as just the reasons that I am still bullish on this platform as a whole. With all these new projects, these new portions of the project launching, I think they're taking some attention away from the older portions, but the drip faucet is still really safe and a good haven in return. I think people are going to be using that for a long time. That 1% daily return is great, even if the price of drip goes down a good bit. So I think people are going to be using that. That's very sustainable as far as I know from what I know. So I have a lot of faith in that, and that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree. I may be a complete idiot. Like I said, I will maybe, perhaps, in the future, lose everything I've invested into this. That is how DeFi works. And I keep saying that not only to alleviate some of the responsibility here, where I'm really want to drive it home that you have to do your own research on these projects, that you have to see if they look good to you and if you're as bullish as other people are. Don't just listen to what everyone's shilling, because even though referrals are not specifically required to get ahead within these protocols, I don't think they're built where you have to have referrals to succeed. They do help. So I always throw the referral link in my description, because if you are going to jump in and you find my information helpful, of course I'd love for you to use my link. That's awesome. That does give a boost, and it does help me grow and then make further videos and invest more in different projects and give information and test those out for people. And I'd like to keep doing that and providing that service, kind of as a guinea pig where I can be. So I will definitely throw those links in there if anybody wants to hop on the train with me. But like I said, I'm never going to be one that pushes these protocols really hard, because it is such a personal decision. If you think it's a little risky, stay out. Don't hop in. I will always throw that warning in there. But so we'll do a separate video on the Piggy Bank in just a moment, and I'd also like to give an update on where I am, just to continue that series, to make sure those videos are all kind of in a row. Might should throw those in their own playlist, actually, while I'm thinking about it, since those are separate from these general tips and opinion pieces. But I hope everyone's having a great morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time it is for you. If you're excited for the Piggy Bank, I am too. That was an unintentional rhyme. And I'm also going to throw in a little more into the farm. I pulled all my funds out of the farm, but I am going to throw a little bit back in a second. So I'll document that process in case anyone isn't familiar with using the drip liberation to do so. All right, thanks for watching. You have a great one.